Hi guys, welcome back to the Player YouTube channel. And today you join me in BMW heaven. However, what's just dropped out of heaven is the latest 135i. This is the 1 Series from BMW, and it's not just any 1 Series, this is the M135i. It replaces the M140i, but is it any good? We need to find out and give you our honest evaluation of this car. So let's get under the bonnet, let's get out on the road in it and see what happens. So, what are the differences outside? Let's check it out. It comes with 18-inch rims and 360mm brake discs. Deeper, more aerodynamic bumpers. Adaptive LEDs that will blind you. This gorgeously seductive M Sport grille. An M Sport badge. Using my stick of inches, it tells me that this car is 10mm lower. Round at the back of the car, you get a rear spoiler and a much chunkier bumper. Check out the aero on that. You also get not one, but two lovely big exhausts. On the inside, with the assistance of power, there we have it, 350 litres of boot space and a 12-volt adapter. Fully electronic seats that you can adjust to any position that makes you comfortable. Keyless entry and keyless ignition. A heated steering wheel. Let's check out under the bonnet, see what this car has. Well, to get to the bonnet release, it's down here in the driver's side, in the footwell. However, if you're overseas, it'll be in the passenger side. Use your brain. Double pull, because it's BMW. And by the magic of edit, I'll appear over there. A couple of nice gas struts help you lift that bonnet up when you want to. And the only reason you're probably going to open this is when you want to show off what is under here. This is a 2-litre turbo-powered petrol engine. Develops around about 306 brake horsepower with 450 Newton meters of torque. That's more torque than I will ever achieve, trust me. I know what this can do. It comes with a beautiful Steptronic 8-speed gearbox when you don't hit your head on the bonnet. I'll keep going. It replaces the old 8-speed ZF gearbox that was in the other one. The jury's out on that one, shall we say. We'll go into that more when we get it out on the road. 0 to 62 times, well, very credible, 4.8 seconds when you put it in launch mode. And a top speed of 155 miles an hour. This is all very good. And also, this comes with all-wheel drive. This is the xDrive. Now, the old car, the 140i, didn't have xDrive because it didn't exist back then. It had rear-wheel drive, and it made it quite a bit of fun to drive. However, with this one, only 50% maximum of the power will actually go to the rear wheels when it wants to. It spends most of its time in front-wheel drive. Again, we'll check all that out and we get it out on the road. Here in the back for the passengers, you get a number of bits and pieces which you'd expect. First of all, a couple of USB chargers in the middle here. A couple of vents that you can adjust the air that's coming out the front, but you can't change the temperature. You get your recessed seat belts here, and you get your ISOFIX points in the middle, and they're the poppy-uppy ones. We like those. In the centre here, it's a nice armrest, and one of my favourite things about this car, the pop-up double cup holder. That's pretty cool as well. You get an amazing panoramic roof over there, a couple of very nice LED courtesy lights, and you get to look and feel this Alcantara sport seats. It's nice. Like all BMWs, the 135i doesn't disappoint when it comes to the infotainment system, as you can see. There's plenty of space, everything's to hand, everything's very touchy-feely and easy to use. You don't need a degree in computer science to actually work out what the tyre pressures are on this car. Let's do this quickly because I want to show you around and get it out on the road. On the left-hand side of the steering wheel, these are your road controls, as I call them. So you have your lane keepy, you have your distance control, and you have your cruise control. And it's all very easy to use with the heads-up display, which is nicely positioned up there. You can change the position on that as well if you want to. On the right-hand side, again, this comes up on your heads-up. You've got your media entertainment buttons here. You've got your volume control, you've got your left and right scroll of your stations or your media, you've got your telephone system here, and you've got your Ask BMW button as well, so you can ask it to tune into whatever you want. Over here on the far right hand side are your lighting controls. Personally, just set it to the auto, does everything for you. And likewise with the wiper controls here. Again, just set it on the auto, does it all for you. In the centre here, again, BMW's infotainment system with that lovely big black knurled knob there. Can't beat a big black knurled knob, you know that, guys. You've got your buttons in front which tell you basically what you're doing, but then you can use that knob to go left and right, up and down, and even with your gloves on when it's cold. I know you've got that heated steering wheel, but you still need the gloves on when you get in. And speaking of gloves, well, they've made life easier again on the heating controls because they are, again, little manual buttons up and down in the centre. So all your heating panel is there. Your volume for your sounds and your tunes is just there as well. It's so easy. In the centre section here, these are preset buttons that you can set to what you like most often. So if you like tuning into the radio, one of those can be a radio tuner. On the right hand side, you've got heated front seats in this car as well. And speaking of seats, these Alcantaras are absolutely stunning, especially in the sports seats that we've got in this car. In the centre here, well, it's a decent sized cubby. You get a USB-C in there. Additionally to that, you get a double cup holder and another USB up the front there. That's a standard one. Then you get a 12-volt adapter, and if that wasn't enough, there's a wireless charger for your Apple products. All in all, what a lovely place to be. But why sit here with no engine running, going nowhere? Let's get it out on the road. So here we are, guys. We're out on the road in the 135i, and comparing it to the 140i, I think it's a little bit different because of that xDrive. With the 140i, you had that rear-wheel drive, and it did make it a completely different car to drive. This car with the xDrive seems to have a lot more surety about it. It seems a lot more sure-footed, so to speak. So we've had a lot of rain here in the UK in the last few days, and I felt a lot more comfortable in this car having the xDrive than I would have done in the rear-wheel drive. I'd have had a lot more fun in the 140i, I must admit, because this car is a little bit too safe in some situations. I've almost wanted it to sort of, you know, kick its backside out, so to speak, and give me a little bit of fun. But it really does sort of manage the front and rear bias very well indeed. And as I mentioned earlier, you're only going to get a maximum of 50% to the rear anyway. So even now, I'm probably about 75, 80% is running on the front. It does make it a different car to drive. And likewise with the gearbox, that old ZF gearbox, I really did love that. As much as I love this gearbox, it's really nice. It's a decent 8-speed gearbox, it moves. It just, I don't know, it's just a little bit slower getting there, and it doesn't give you that kick that the old one used to. The old one used to give you a bit of a, you know, one of those when you went up through the gear, especially in paddle mode. And this one just doesn't seem to do that. It's too slick. BMW, you've made it too slick and too safe. It's too nice a place to be. How can I say that about a car? It's just all wrong. But it is, and you know, it is a wonderful car. It is beautifully built. It's very quiet. You've got great all-round visibility. And for a little sort of hot hatch, as they say, it really is quite a nice car to drive as a family car. And it's very, very versatile. I've had a bicycle in the back. You know, I took the front wheel off, obviously, to get it in. But by putting the seats down and laying the bike in the back, it was very easy to do. And I was quite shocked at that. You know, so that makes it versatile. It makes it perhaps a car that I would consider with a young family. Why not? You know, it's just because it looks a little bit fruity, as we say. As a young family, can you afford one? Well, yeah, I think so, because £37,600 gets you an entry-level version of one of these. I must admit, it won't get you metallic paint. Any of the metallic colours, you've got to pay an extra £560 on top of that, which is fair enough, I suppose, if you're going for metallic. But there is only one other choice of paint colour, and that's white. So if you're happy with white, then you just pay the £37,600, that's fine. If you like the 18-inch wheels, that's fine as well. But if you want to set a 19-inch, and there's a couple of choices on those, excuse me, you will pay an extra £1,800 for those. So perhaps settle with the white and stick with the 18-inch wheels, which I think are more than adequate. That's what I've got on this car. The only thing I have noticed is the low profile on these. You do really hear a lot of the bumps. And when you're in the sport mode, there are 3 different modes, by the way. I'll tell you about that in a minute. When you're in the sport mode itself, you really do feel a bump. And yeah, you'd need to invest in a local dental surgery, I think, on a regular basis, so you go down and get your teeth checked. I've kept it primarily in the comfort mode. Now, the comfort mode is in the middle one. The 3 mode buttons are down here, just below the start button. I've kept it in the comfort mode, although the comfort mode, you cannot change it to anything. You can't personalize it, but you can personalize the eco mode, which is really good, and you can personalize the sports mode. So there you go. I mean, that's quite nice, and that all comes as standard with the entry level. You don't have to pay extra for that. However, if you do want this sunroof in here, which is really, really nice, it's an extra £1,000, and if you wanted tinted windows at the back and a tinted rear screen, that's going to be an extra £300. However, if you want bits and pieces like the wireless Apple Play and the heated steering wheel and all the other bits and pieces that I pretty much know are on this car because they fully loaded it, then you have to go for one of the 3 extra packs. Now, as a Pro pack, there's a Comfort pack, and then there's a Tech pack. And those 3 packs contain a lot of what you've seen on here. So the Tech pack, for example, is the pack that I would go for. Each pack, believe it or not, costs £1,500 extra. So if you add all 3 packs, it's an extra £4,500, which this car has got. So you've seen all the extra bits and pieces. Personally, and I mean this from, you know, if you want the bits and pieces like the heads-up display and the wireless charging and things like that, just go for the Tech pack. That's the one to go for. If you're interested in the electronic rear boot lid, that comes as part of the Comfort pack, keyless entry, things like that. It's your choice at the end of the day, but I think the Tech pack is probably the most important one with that heads-up display. You get standard cruise control and lane keeping and things like that, and you get a decent DAB radio, so you don't have to worry about that. And don't forget, you do get those 18-inch alloys, and you can have it in white. No other choice, of course. Warranty-wise, well, it comes with a 3-year unlimited warranty, and servicing is probably every 12 to 18,000, I'm guessing on that, because there isn't actually a plan that says what you've got to have. You sort of custom make the plans yourself. But it costs between about 600 to 900 UK pounds for a service, a full service on this car, which is getting into Porsche territory, to be honest with you. I don't think it was ever really intended that this should be that much to service. So if you are thinking of this as a family car, bearing in mind you've got to keep that warranty for those 3 years if you're going to sell it on or you're going to hand it back to the finance company. So you will be liable for a few pounds in the service costs. But there are plans that you can buy, and then there are extended plans if you do want to keep this car after the 3 years. Mileage wise, well, economy. I'm currently getting, we are talking around town, I'm in comfort mode, not in economy mode, around about 27 to 28. BMW actually say on a run I should be getting 37 to 38. I can believe that if I put it in the economy mode and we were on a long run. I think it's going to do it. Probably around about 36, 37. So not shy, you know, of what BMW are actually quoting. All in all, it's a reasonably comfortable car. I have thoroughly enjoyed driving this car. It's exciting, it's fun. It's one of those cars when you've got friends or family in the car, you can put it into a nice comfort mode and everybody can enjoy it. And then when you're on your own and you want to have a little bit of black around the old B roads, you can do so, especially in the manual gearbox. So that's exactly what I intend to do now. So let's put it into manual, let's go into sport mode, and let's have a little bit of fun. There we go. Oh yes. Oh yes. So there we have it, guys. That was the 135i. Fantastic car. Is it better than the 140i? I think the jury's still out on that one in my head anyway. But one thing's for sure, this is definitely a welcome addition to the hot hatch market. Another video from AJ the Player, and I hope you really enjoyed that one. I did. I enjoyed making it as well. But before you go, I'm going to give you something for free. Yes, something for free. It's called the Player Bookazine. Now, if you're not aware, The Player is a much bigger organisation than just a YouTube channel. We are part of a big magazine. It's a bookazine for guys. It's got cars, it's got boats, it's got planes, golf, helicopters, interviews, everything us guys love. And ladies, if you are watching, please feel free to have a look because there's nothing untoward in our pages. It's all there for everybody to enjoy, but it's mainly geared towards a male lifestyle. There you go. Now, you can have the online version of this completely free of charge. You can't have the big book. That costs £100 each. I'd love to give you one for nothing, but I don't think my boss would be too happy about that. But you can have the online one, and we're not even going to data capture off you, because all you've got to do is put your name in and your email, and then you can download it, or you can actually flick the pages online, because the clever bods at The Player have made it so you can do it with your finger or a mouse. very clever. I love using it. It's great. It's absolutely brilliant. Okay, so now you need to know how to get that. Two ways. One is, hang on, pull that in there. There you go. www.theplayer.co.uk. Go straight to the subscribe section. Just stick your name and your email in there, like I said. Hang on, I'll leave it up there for a minute so you can remember. I'll do better than that. Ready? There you go. Up there. There's a link straight through to the website. Go there as well if you want. When you get there, just fill in those details that I told you about. Simple as, and it's all yours, and you don't owe us anything. And don't forget, like, subscribe and comment to the actual AJ the Player YouTube channel. Because if you subscribe, then you're going to get, you know, regular updates. If you leave the bell sign unchecked, of course, do that. And then we're putting up different videos every week. You know, could be anything. Even I don't know half the time. That's good fun about doing this job. One thing I would like to ask you is don't forget the thumbs up, guys, because I don't get pay rises, I don't get bonuses, you know, there's no more money in it, but it is pat on the back from the boss and the sponsors. It means we're doing a good job. If you don't think we're doing a good job, don't give us the thumbs up. But if you do, I'd really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you next week with something else.